We're back. We're live. Week 3's Rockin' Bears. What do you think? Oh, it's been great so far, hasn't it?
6 upsets last week. Are you kidding me?
Great football. Very excited to start this week off. This week begins with Carolina going to see Houston. Rock, what do you think?
Well, Carolina played really well. They shut down New Orleans. They have the number 1 or the number 2 ranked defense. Houston, they have quarterback problems. Carolina's given 7. I'm taking Carolina.
Carolina getting 7. Or given 7, excuse me.
Giving 7.
I have it at 8, but still, I agree. Carolina, I'll give them the points. There's no Tyrod Taylor. Amendola has been one of their key receivers. Too many question marks for me. Carolina's hot. I'm on the same page there.
Alrighty.
Washington football. So far against Buffalo, who played Pittsburgh tough. Their week 2 looked great. Rock, what do you think? They're giving them 7.5.
Well, here's the thing. They shut out Miami. And they shut out Miami on the road. And they're kind of sending a message that loss to Pittsburgh was a block punt fluke. The points are 7.5. They should win by 13.
All right.
Washington, they was supposed to have a good defense. It never. The Chargers did okay, not great, but what can you say when you play the Giants, right? I mean, who knows what to say?
I agree. I think Buffalo looks tough, even on the road. They're excited to come home and get a victory at home because they gave up that first game to Pittsburgh at home. They're going to play for the fans. They're going to go ahead and win this game easily. I think it's going to be a two touchdown game here.
Yeah, they're at home. They'll be whooping it up. Okay.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Indianapolis Colts going to see Tennessee. Tennessee with that comeback and overtime victory looked impressive. Tennessee's -5. Rock, what do you think?
Well, Wentz or no Wentz, 2 sprained ankles. He can't move anyway. I think the backup's somebody named Eason, who's marginal. Tennessee had that big comeback. I see them, what a momentum builder. I see them taking that division, and they're on a roll, and they're going to roll, and they're going to roll right over. It's only five points, which I don't get, but I'm hopping on Tennessee all the way.
Yeah, Tennessee Titans are going to definitely show up this week. But like you said, Wentz is 50%. Their number 2 backup quarterback, Sam Ehlinger from Texas, is also out. So they're playing the number 3 guy.
Boy. All right.
So I think hammer Tennessee. They're big. The next game, Atlanta, going to the Giants. Giants are -3. Probably the most boring game of the week. The Atlanta's roster is too good to be average. Giants have a lot of questionables. Rock, what do you think?
Well, Atlanta put up points against that Tampa Bay defense, which we'll talk about those turkeys later. And I'm taking Atlanta upset. I'm taking them to beat the Giants by a touchdown.
Sure, I was.
Hey, New York.
Goose. And New York, they don't want to go to 0-3. They have a lot of questionables. That is Galladay, Barkley, Ingram. So a lot of their offense is kind of beaten up. I took them at home, but I'm flippy-floppy in this game. But I think the Giants at home, we'll see. The next game, Baltimore going to Detroit. Baltimore 1-1, 1-1 against the spread. Detroit's 0-2 at home, getting 7.5. Rock, what do you think?
Well, if they play the Packers tough for 1 half, Goff turns the ball over, which is why Atlanta got rid of him, gave up a lot to get Stafford, and the Baltimore's defense isn't much. They're gonna put up some points. I'm speaking about Detroit, but Baltimore's offensive line is just too good, and as long as he doesn't fumble a couple times like he did against Vegas, and they stripped him, they earned those fumbles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take Baltimore, but I'm going to say they're not going to cover the 7.5.
All right, not so fast, my friend. I think Baltimore has looked unstoppable on the ground. They're running over whoever they want. They can get yards whenever they want it. And Detroit is allowing 38 points a game this season. That's just too big for me. Baltimore, I'll take Baltimore by 21 here at the big upset on the road.
You mean the big favorite?
The big favorite. Big favorite to cover handily. Excuse me. Thank you. All right. Arizona 2-0 going to 0-2 Jacksonville. A lot of question marks on Jacksonville for me. Rock, what do you think of this game? Jacksonville getting 7.5 at home.
Well, Arizona, I don't know how they beat Tennessee opening day by 25 because they should have lost to the Vikings. We'll get on the Vikings later. Trevor's due for a good game. Arizona's going to score a lot of points, and they're not going to be able to keep up. Are they going to cover the 7.5? I'll say yes, they'll cover the 7.5.
I agree. I think so. Kyler's been hot in the air. He's averaging over 300 yards a game, and then he can run and scramble when he needs to. Jacksonville's defense has been bottom of the barrel all season long, so Arizona by 2 touchdowns.
Here comes the game of the week.
We'll see how the game of the week. The Chargers charging up to Kansas City. Kansas City 0-2 against the spread this season. So if you're a betting man, Kansas City hasn't been showing up. Rock, what do you think here? Kansas City minus almost a touchdown.
Okay, here's the thing. Kansas City's defense is ranked 32nd in the league, and you've got the Chargers' running game's not that great. Both quarterbacks can run. Mahomes is a little better if you want to talk about scrambling skills. I have an upset here outright. Washington didn't have that good a defense, and Dallas put up a bunch of points on the Chargers, but Kansas City's defense isn't going to get into the Super Bowl, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Kansas City, 32nd in yards allowed per game, 469 yards. So, a lot of that is probably Lamar and company running all over him. That is that second week.
And Cleveland.
Yeah. I agree. Question marks. I am also with the upset, the woof dogs. The Chargers taking the game, maybe outright, but I like the 6.5 points.
And here's the thing: both of these teams are 1-1. Now you got Denver and Vegas in first place at 2-0. Now who would have thought that? You would think those teams would be 2-0,
right?
But go Denver.
An unusual start. Moving on, the next game: Chicago Bears going to Cleveland. The dog pound. Bears going to the dogs. Cleveland at home, giving up 7 points. Rock, what do you think?
Well, Landry's out. Odell might play. The Bears could stop the run. The spread is 7. Here's the thing. They're going to play Fields. When was the last time you can remember a quarterback from Ohio State, Art Schlichter, that played in the pros 25 years ago? He was a gambler. I just have to say this. They don't have an offensive line. Fields was 10 for 16 and a tough fumble,
6 for 12 and a turnover.
Yeah. So they're throwing him into the dog pound there. Roof. Cleveland by 2 touchdowns.
Cleveland big. I agree. I think this is maybe Fields' breakout game. He's a competitor. Mentioning OSU quarterbacks, the last one was Terrell Pryor, who ended up playing receiver on the Jets and isn't even in the league anymore. So
not so fast.
So not so fast, my friend. Cleveland, I think they're ready to make a statement game at home. I like them to win by 2 touchdowns as well. Okay. So we're on the same page here. Moving on, the battle for the New Orleans versus New England. New Orleans embarrassed last week, and it wasn't a fluke. New England embarrassing their opponents and the Jets getting 4 takeaways.
Kamara had how many carries, Matt? Or he had 8 yards or something like that?
I don't have the run stats, but
terrible.
Everybody was shut down. It wasn't a fluke. This game's only 3 points. That has me scratching my head. Rock, what do you think?
Well, number one, you got 2 of the best coaches. Mm-hmm. Now, can they rebound? Maybe if they were at home. Okay? Jameis is, kind of getting the picture, but with New England's defense is pretty good also. I've got them winning by 10, New England.
Yeah, I agree. New England big here. They're going to get takeaways. Jameis is too turnover prone, and I think they're a little rattled, especially going on the road here. Moving on, Cincinnati Bengals. The Pittsburgh Steelers. This game, Pittsburgh actually is number 32 on run offense. They haven't seemed to been able to move the ball on the ground, which has me concerned. Their defense has given up a lot, and I think their win has been their fluke, and they lost convincingly. I actually like the upset here. I'm going first. I'm taking Cincinnati, dog, woof, 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 Burrow. Number 6 defense in yards per game for Cincinnati.
You dog, you. I'm howling with you, baby, because, hey, Pittsburgh offense is ranked 28th. Yeah, they played Buffalo, and Vegas kind of ran them down. And I don't know how they've given up so many yards on the ground, but anyway.
That's their run offense. Is last in the league. Pittsburgh.
I think that the Cincinnati's going to win outright. I think it's time for Burrows. Pittsburgh is, as much as I like Mike Tomlin, Pittsburgh's they won't be playing postseason this year.
Yeah, Big Ben's getting a little too old for me. All right, moving on. The Jets. Question mark city. Going to see Denver 2-0, 2-0 against the spread. Top 5 defense in all categories. Top 10 offense. Blowout. Rock, what do you think?
I think I bought a point to 9.5 and bet, well, not the house, but that's my favorite pick. If the Jets aren't going to be able to score, it's Mile High Stadium. Teddy Bridgewater's playing like an animal. New Orleans wished they'd have kept him, but they didn't. They couldn't afford him, or they thought that Taysom Hill was going to be the man, or whatever. But no, I'm taking. I'm going to give you a score on this game: 28-6 for Denver.
Ooh, you've heard it here first. Put your predictions in. Moving on, Miami Dolphins are no chance against Las Vegas at home. 2-0, 2-0 against the spread. Number 1 team through the air. I think this is my blowout. My lock of the week. 4 points is a joke, Rock. What do you think?
I'm on that same page. Tua's hurt, but that's really not going to make that much of a difference. Now, Josh Jacobs is still out.
Sure.
But they seem to not have a problem. And, of course, Chucky made all those draft picks from 3 years ago where he got 2 draft picks here and 2 draft picks there. And they look like a young, highly motivated team. So, yes, I'm going the same way you are. Vegas by 10.
All right, we were on the same page. Seattle Seahawks going to see Minnesota. Minnesota's offense can't carry their defense. 1.5 points is kind of questionable here for me. Rock, what do you think?
Minnesota's 0-2. They could easily be 2-0. I'm taking Minnesota outright to win this game, despite Metcalf, Wilson, and the other real good receiver. I got the Vikes.
All right, on the other way, I think Seattle is going to soar to victory here. 4 touchdowns for Russ is my prediction. Moving on, Tampa Bay.
The big one.
Headed west. Big game of the afternoon. Tampa Bay, only 1.5 points. There's some question marks here for me, Rock. What do you think? Start us off.
Hey, Tampa Bay should have lost to the Cowboys. They probably should have lost to Cleveland. They've given up a lot of yards. Now the Rams, this is a good coach with the Rams. That's why I'm taking the Rams to beat Tampa and give them that loss.
I'm the other way. I like Tampa Bay averaging 39.5 points per game. I think the running game is going to show up because the Rams, they can stop the pass, but they haven't been able to stop the run. They're middle of the pack. I think they're ranked 20th on the run defense. So I like Tampa to get this game and establish a ground game.
Well, who's Tampa's running backs real quick?
Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette.
Fournette's okay. He fumbled.
Yeah, he's the big bull, and Ronald
Right.
Jones hasn't had a breakout game.
Okay.
He had some big games last year. I think he's due.
The West Coast Rams.
All right, we're different. Green Bay headed to see San Francisco. Green Bay's got momentum. They have a good pass defense, even though they kind of got embarrassed in week 1. Is Aaron back? This is my money line. Woof, dog, Packers on the road. Rock, what do you think?
Not so fast. Turn on the brakes. You've got a great defense. You've got a great coach in San Francisco. There is going to be no Aaron magic. They're going to shut these guys down. Packers offensive line this week. Rodgers gets rid of the ball pretty quickly, but it's not going to be quick enough. San Francisco covering the 3.5. Do I want to protect myself? No, I'll take San Francisco to cover.
All right, so we're different again on the night game. Going down to Monday Night Football. We have Philly, who wants to prove they're for real. Hurts has been hit or miss so far. First game great, second game question mark. No tight ends. They have 3 tight ends that are out.
Oh.
Dallas, I like them. Pass, get in the air, and they're number 1 in the NFL in takeaways. I like Dallas to take this game away at home. Rock, what do you think?
Well, here's the thing. In that first game, they showed everybody how to beat Tampa. Throw the short passes, stay away from the front 7. And then they went back to Zeke, and Pollard had a great game with 106 yards, and he's a little more explosive.
Yes.
What I want to have happen here, because these teams are in the same division and all this rivalry crap, I want the Cowboys to win by 21. I want them to show me they're going to the frickin' Super Bowl.
Yes, that's what I agree. Cowboys all the way in a big divisional game on Monday Night Football. Thanks for tuning in, guys, on Week 3. Rock, sign us out.
Good night, baby.
A kiss goodbye.
Or, as they say in Texas, night, y'all.
Night, y'all. Hey, tune in next week and like and subscribe, guys.